Okay, so before you pin your overrunning clutch onto your PTO, you want to put this on. You want to make sure that you can turn it clockwise, but not counterclock. Well, that ain't right. Hey guys, welcome to the old mill shed. Today's video is supposed to have been a very short one on how to pin these overrunning clutches onto your PTO shaft. And this one, when I was doing the testing on it, failed. It's a very easy fix. I've probably done 30-40 of these in my career, and this will be the third one that I think I've had fail. So I'm going to get this over on the bench. We're going to tear it apart. I'm going to show you how it works, how it goes back together, and then go back and show you how to install it. Okay, so you've got what, including your grease fittings, you've got 4, 8, it's 11 pieces total in this whole thing. And the way this thing works, here's the part that engages the PTO coming off of the tractor. And you have a hole in your PTO shaft that this little pin goes to. I believe it's a 5/16" roll pin. And when you put this pin in, see how it fits in that inside piece? It'll go through the PTO shaft and it'll hold this on. And then the snap ring and everything will hold the outside part onto this, and it won't slide off of your PTO shaft and tear things up. It is very important when you put this pin in that it is sitting in here like this, not off to one side. You do not want it to be able to catch this outside piece. Here's the outside part of it, the part that actually overruns, and you can see it's got 4 grooves in it. And what this does is these fingers right here, you got 2 of them, they sit up in here like that, and this will rotate over. But when the PTO supplies power, it will catch on that lip and provide power to your implement. And then when the implement picks up more speed than the PTO, it'll rotate over. So what happened on this one is this pin, instead of sitting up in here like that, was in here like this, and allowed it to pop over. And you get that little relief right there, and it was not catching on the key, and it was popping. That's how it was allowing it to go both ways. If we'd have put this on the machine, it would not have transferred power. So now that we've got it apart, we know what's wrong with it. We'll just reassemble it. So you will notice this inside piece here, is this hole is offset closer to this side. And you'll notice that hole there is offset. So you just want to line these 2 up and make sure that hole, see if I can get to see all the way through. Make sure that that hole lines up. You can see all the way through there. There you go. See the finger on the back side there? So that's lined up. And these keys, see how everything lines up there? You want it to go in like that. You want that key to line up to where that part right there will catch on that groove. Then you have these two little springs. And some people, when the key's sitting up in there, let's move this camera a little bit. When this key is sitting up in there, some people like for this spring to sit right here like this. And some people like the spring to sit like this. This is the way that I do it. The reason being, if both of these ends are being pushed up, more than likely the entire key will be engaging the slot. If you have it this way, it could rock in there and only partial of the key be engaging the slot, and after a while you could shear off or wear off one corner of this and prematurely wear out the overrunning clutch. So you're going to put that back in there. We're going to take our spring and slide it back in. We're going to do that for both sides. And you'll see that thing's cocked up like it's supposed to be. You put the other one in here. Got the And there you go. They're both in there like they should be. And then we'll just test it. Just take one of my scrapers here. See if I can get it where that key. There you go. See how it pops around? That's when it's overrunning. Then you go to apply power, it locks. It will not let you turn it that way. Get my hands out the way, you can see that thing pop up in a... There you go. So that functions correctly now. Then all we do here is put our washer back in and put our snap ring back in. And here we are with the snap ring back in. Now you have two grease fittings, one that goes on each side of here, but they're the last things you put on. We're actually now going to put this on the PTO shaft, and I'm also going to go over this style with you. Now this is the same thing, but as you'll see, this one has 6 pockets and 3 keys. I'm not going to pull it apart, but it's the same as what's in here. It's just that these keys are a little shorter. It takes 3 of them to have the same surface area or same contact surface as 2 of the longer keys. But this one doesn't get pinned on. So this one has a little plunger. You can see right there. You'll see it open up when I push it down and close back off when I release it. And that's what holds this style on. Now, the question is, why don't you just run this style all the time? Well, this one's $140. This one's $60. Both will do the same job. It's just this one is harder to take off and on. And I like to run a little cap on the PTO of my tractor because I don't have live hydraulics, live PTO. This one's actually going on my cousin's John Deere 2240 just as a extra fail safe, and then they run a cutter on theirs 90% of the time, so this one can just stay on. It won't hurt anything. For mine, I run a cutter maybe 5% of the time, and most of the time I don't have an overrun clutch on. I have that little cap on, so this is better for me. Okay, so we got our old spare PTO shaft in the vise, and the reason I have this, it's actually got a slight bend in it. I pulled it out of I can't remember if it was a TO30 or a 9N40. It was one of the two. But you can see we have a hole here in the shaft, I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but we also have a groove here. Now the groove is what the other PTO clutch attaches to. So to put this on, you just line up your splines, press your plunger down. You want to push it all the way up on, and then pull back. And it's on there. And it's functioning properly. To take it off, just push your plunger in, and it slides off. And that's what the groove right there is for. Consequently, hay baler and everything, most of them have the overrunning clutch just like this one built into it, but they attach with that plunger. Some of the older ones will have a pin. So this one, again, line your holes up where you can see all the way through it. Line it up with the hole in the shaft, and then drive in your roll pin. Now, I'm not actually going to drive this in because it's a pain in the butt to get back out. But you just want to drive it through there, make sure it's lined up with the hole. Make sure, again, that it's only engaged with the center part. And you want to make sure this is going to rotate easily and not get hung up on this. If the outside of this is engaging this pin, you do not have the overrun protection. It's just going to continue to transmit power. You step on the clutch and your implement's going to push you and possibly hurt you, tear up a piece of equipment. Once you get the pins in, or the pin in, put in your grease fittings. There's one on each side. What I normally do is I put 8 shots of grease in each side. Rotate it around a few times. After I've ran it for about an hour or two, I'll put another shot of grease or 2 in each fitting. And then prior to every time I run it, I will put 1 or 2 shots of grease in each grease fitting. Other than keeping this greased up every time that you use it, about once a year, if you don't run it that often, every couple of years, pull this thing apart, take it back apart just like we did, inspect everything, clean it up, put fresh grease in it, and put it back on the tractor. And grab a new roll pin. I think they're like 43 cents at Tractor Supply. I think that's what the last time I paid for one was, and it was a couple weeks ago. And these things will serve you a long, long time. And like anything else, the more you take care of it, the more life you'll get out of it. Okay guys, that's the video. I wasn't really planning on shooting this one today. Well, if you found this video interesting, or it helped you out, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out the algorithm. And right now, about 10% of my viewers are subscribed, so hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You'll be updated when new videos release, usually about once every other week. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time under the shed.